YouTube was not trying to let me use my original stream key for nothing. So here I am. Had to make a whole new live because for some reason YouTube just was not going for it. They just weren't going for it. For some reason, when the original stream I had set up in advance, YouTube just was not, they just was not going for it. They just was not going for it. So here I am trying to fix things. You know what I'm saying? What up, Honored One? I'm about to make a new tweet with a new link because clearly YouTube wasn't vibing with your boy. What is my phone doing right now? What's that computer doing right now? How's everybody doing today, though? How's it going? Sorry if you hear my fan. It's hot as hell in my room, and I had to do something about that. You know, I don't like opening windows and shit. I feel like my camera's blurry as fuck. Better, much better. Shit was blurry as fuck. Excuse my language, it was blurry as heck. We're gonna give people time to kind of schmoove on in here. You know how these live streams go. If you've been here before, we chilling, really chilling. I'm not really trying. I'm not being like super professional or nothing like that. We in here booing. I don't have a coaster. Hood fixes. Hood fixes, you know what I'm saying? Yes, so I just want to make a Twitter tweet real quick. Twitter tweet. What other tweets are there? Who's in here? YouTube low-key has been a mess lately anyway, Honored One. Who played too much? I played too much? What I do? I didn't even do nothing. Excuse my head. My head look crazy. Took the braids out, so I'm out here. I need a haircut. I ain't found a good barber in Charlotte yet. I ain't seen nobody with no clean haircuts in my neighborhood. I've been seeing a whole bunch of people, people like me, but I ain't seen no clean haircuts. So I'm like, I don't know who to ask. And when I've been looking, I ain't been vibing. So I wrote up as I was waiting and doing great though. Man, I'm trying to get like you. Man. I'm trying to get like you. As soon as I leave my mom's, I'm about to get like you at Tarnish. Feel that. What's up, Dan? What up, Philip? You got married, Honor? Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. I am so happy to hear that. Why didn't I get a wedding invitation? That's crazy. You better have went to the courthouse straight up, because if you had a whole wedding and you ain't hit me up, that's beef. That's beef. Looking at you different. What up? Hold on. What up? Dr. Pepper? What up, Pep? Man, Philip, Twitter was peak. Twitter was at its peak yesterday. Twitter was at its peak. Man, I'm trying to tell you, Tarnish, I ain't trying to let nobody touch me. I mean, I ain't got the cleanest hair on right now because I ain't been touched in a minute, but I ain't trying to just let nobody touch me up. I'm in a whole new state. Got to find a new barber. It's deep out here, man. I'm looking crazy. Looking wild out here. Looking like a fucking mushroom top. You know, I had Pep. Look, I got a few of these cans. Look, I don't think I only got a few left, man. I was running through. I think I got these 2 days ago. These cream soda Dr. Pepper's been crazy. Now, if you're looking at me like, why is Doncho drinking a can out the cup like this? If you would have been here when the live first started, I have a coaster. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want the condensation to mess up my wooden desk. You know what I'm saying? You working on stuff, Pepper? That's good. I'm hoping school going well. And I'm here. I'm just doing live, doing something. I wanted to, like, we didn't have a chapter today. We got chapter Friday, Jujutsu Kaisen Fridays. Today is the anniversary of the anime preview dropping on YouTube when they did that live stream. Also, things fell into place for this. You know, just some days where we just doing, just going live, talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. I know people like to ask me questions or like to just hear me rant live about Jujutsu Kaisen and other stuff. So that's what I'm doing. That's what we here for. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Aspen? What up, Rye? What up, Philip? Again, Philip saying yo to everybody else. So yeah, I'm just here. I'm here on y'all time. I'm here vibing with y'all, seeing what's up, living life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no plans. I ain't got nothing I want to talk about. You know. Yesterday's show was a crazy day. It really, yesterday truly and completely was a wild and crazy day. It truthfully really was. Yeah, Pepper. That day when we got that PV early, I still think I have that whole first episode on my phone. Because I'm pretty sure I used my VPN to be able to watch it in Japan. And I screen recorded all that. I think I still got that whole thing on my phone. It was crazy. Yeah, everybody wanted a link. I had uploaded a mega file and sent it to people. It was no subs, nothing. It was just straight the content, you know? Forgot my phone over there charging. I could hear it making noise. Turner said you got some pretty straightforward questions. You can shoot them whenever you feel like it. It does seem so long ago, Ryan. I feel like that was just I want to say that wasn't my personal favorite time being a Jujutsu Kaisen fan, but it was definitely that peak moment of like everyone who wanted Jujutsu Kaisen to do so bad for whatever reason they had, like for whatever reason they just was randomly anti-hyping. The animation looks terrible. All those weirdos coming out and was saying that when PVs and stuff dropped, it was like they just shut up. Like, like everyone who was like in that space of saying stuff like that, they just got quiet. Like they had nothing else to say anymore. Like it was over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the conversation was done, It was just finished. Like nobody had anything. They couldn't say anything else. Moment of silence for Maki fans. All right, cool. F's in the chat. F's in the chat for Maki fans. F's in the chat for Maki fans. RIP. F's in the chat. F's in the chat. Maki fans are officially disowned by Doncho. F's in the chat. We really didn't, Pepper. We didn't need the subs. We knew everything going on, bro. We knew everything going on. I have this cut on my leg that's bothering me. We knew everything going on, bro. Like, we did. We knew everything being explained. We knew everything that was breaking down. And we just wanted to see the animation. We just wanted to see how stuff was unfolded. That's all. That's all we was worried about. And we got blessed. Amala Zoldik, hello from South Africa. How are you doing out there in South Africa, Amala? Hope you are doing well. I see you're a Hunter x Hunter fan. Thank you. Need more of y'all in the chat. Need more of y'all subbing. I need that. When Togashi come back, Doncho's hideout gonna be on top of that. When Togashi comes back, you're gonna get a whole Doncho hideout breakdown of everything going on, and then we're gonna get into that to that whatever new gas Togashi drops. So yeah, you know where to go when it happens. You know where to go. Philip, okay, so we got a question from Philip. What techniques do you think is better suited as a cursed spirit? What do you mean better? Can you break that down to me? What you mean better suited as a cursed spirit? Do you mind elaborating on what you mean by that? Give me an example of what you might be thinking when you ask that question. Hey, Nev, how are you doing? You're not that late, Nev. I mean, 10 minutes, you're really not that late. I mean, we just not really getting to the thick of things. Really just not getting stuff going on. I feel like when Togashi comes back, you might have a heart attack. When Togashi comes back, I probably will. I have a multitude of like videos and GIFs saved to where when Togashi comes back, I like the tweets I'm going to make. The tweets I'm going to make are going to be fantastic. They're going to be hilarious. But when Togashi comes back, there will be nobody more excited than me. I don't care how many followers somebody has. I don't care how many subscribers. I don't care how long they've been talking about covering Hunter. There'll be nobody who will be excited as me. I'm sorry. I'm just going to lay claim to that. There'll be nobody. Not a soul. Not a soul. As I get closer to finishing Hunter x Hunter, I still feel more anxiety knowing that the series is on high. Why are you feeling anxiety though? Aspen ready for the power scale to get flipped on his head this arc. Genuinely, I'm just ready for like just things to get wild and crazy. Like I just know it is. Oh, Tarnish, you put a question earlier. Okay, hold on. Let me go up. Give me 2 seconds, Philip. Tarnish asked the question. Let me find it. Boom, got it. I never completely understood what Toji said to Gojo when he died. Like, did he straight up ask him to watch over Megumi, or did he imply it? He definitely implied it. And how does the deal play into that? He definitely implied it. So this is my thing. I'm going to give you my breakdown of what I think happened because I think there are some misconceptions what was going on with that. So what I'll do is I'll pin each question I'm focused on answering. I'll have pinned I'm going to pin this so that people know what question I'm answering, right? So what happened was, it was very clear. So let's start from in a chronological order, right? Megumi is already born and his mother is alive. We know that already because we literally see Toji think about Megumi's mom while holding him. So we got that there. Cool. So then we got, after that, she dies. Now we know she dies some way, somehow, because of Akutami putting that in Toji's character file thing in the volume. Cool. She dies. She dies, and then Toji starts spiraling downwards. So in the midst of that spiral downwards, we know from chapter 113, he goes to Naobito. He goes to Naobito, and he's like, I'm pretty sure my kid's going to be pretty strong. Like he has clarification of that already, all right? And then so he goes, so I'm willing to sell him to you guys, okay? Naobito's like, okay, we give you 8. If he has a good curse technique, we'll give you 10, something like that, if it's the family technique. Cool, they make that deal there. We see that. While Toji's walking away, he thinks to himself, I'm trash, I'm garbage. I could never strive well in that world. But you, Megumi, you're gifted, you're talented. It'll be different for you. You know what I'm saying? And he thinks take care of Megumi. That's what he's thinking, basically, in that in the midst of that. Now, I'll be honest. I think in that box where he goes, where it says take care of Megumi, I think he literally said that. I don't think he thought that. I think that was literally said to Naobito. I could be wrong. But he literally said, take care of Megumi, period. Okay? We know that's going to happen. He probably took some money up front, right? He probably took some money up front. I don't think he took money up front. I think he waited around long enough and raised up Gumi. Gumi discovered his technique, and he could start seeing curses and stuff like that, right? When that happened, he tells Naobito straight up, like, okay, my kid, gave my paper. He gives him his paper. Now, I know people are thinking sold, but I don't think this was done in some 1680 deal. He ain't hand Megumi over, and then they handed him a suitcase, and then he walked away. Basically, I'm thinking he got the cheese off of Naobito, but Megumi still is living his life, right? And they can't take him and bring him into the Jujutsu High yet. I also believe that just because of the whole, he's not really a Zenin, he's technically a Fushiguro, they didn't bring him over to the clan yet, right? That's another thing I'm thinking. So We keep going. We know Megumi grew up with Sumiki, right? Sumiki and him are living on their own. People forget this, but Sumiki's mom was with Toji. They dipped. We don't know what Sumiki mom on. We don't know what Sumiki mom did. We don't know none of that. But Sumiki mom dipped too. Okay? She could be dead for all we know. But she did. Fine. But they left money with them. They did. They left money to be able to pay all the bills and live their life. Genuinely, they did. That's what they did. It was said. Megumi said that. So, keep going. In the midst of this, Toji is Toji. He's this assassin. He be like, I don't know who this Megumi is. He genuinely done forgot who is that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who Gumi is because he's in this downward spiral of life. He's mentally not there. He sold his kid, lost his wife. He just going through it. He hopping probably from hoe to hoe, talking to different females, living his life. So then he gets hired to do the Star Plasma deal. Some people like to say that he purposefully took the Star Plasma deal so that he could fight Gojo. I honestly don't think that's that. The reason why I said it is because we did get the little backstory of when he said, I kept hearing all of this about this Gojo kid. I wanted to see what the hype was about. Now, I don't want people to take that too personal. Like a lot of people try to say, oh, because he did that, then when Gojo looked at him, he was the first person to realize he was behind him. He spent all these years thinking, yeah, I'm gonna kill this Gojo kid. No, I don't believe that. I don't think Toji thought that hard. I just think that he realized, oh yeah, this kid is something dangerous. He wanted to see what the hype was about. That's it. That he just wanted to see what the hype was about. Continue living his life. Okay? He probably could have killed this Gojo kid if he really wanted to. It wouldn't take years of preparation to kill this Gojo kid. Let's really be real here. It would not take years of preparation to do this. One thing I will say, okay? I might be sidetracking a bit. Look at what Toji was wearing when Naoya looked at him. And look at what he was wearing when he went to go look at Gojo. The fits look dumb similar, right? So he probably was still with the Zenin clan. That could be me reaching, but he probably was still with the Zenin clan when he went to go see what Gojo was about. You get me? He probably had assassin connections, all that stuff, but he looked like he still was kind of with the clan. He was wearing clan wear. He wasn't wearing chill, I'm just an assassin fits. He was looking like he was trying to, at least blend. So if anything, he was trying to blend in when he went to go look at Gojo, at the least, right? Okay, cool. So let's keep going. Years go by. Gojo's a student, this, that, and the third. The Star Plasma thing comes up. He takes this Star Plasma deal. Megumi's, a kid. He's growing. He's a kid. The same thing. He ain't grown, but he's, he ain't like 10. He ain't like 11, 12, 13. He probably what? I think he was like 9, something like that. Okay, cool. Say less. He figures, Toji figures, okay, I'm going to take this Star Plasma deal. I'm probably going to F this Gojo kid up in the process because I'm going to plan this out. I'm going to get paid hella money, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing as the sorcerer killer. That's who he's been all this time now. He's been out here offing sorcerers. He's in all of that. He's like, I'm a sorcerer killer. I'm going to do this, okay? So we know what happens through all of this. We know what happens in hidden inventory, how he sets Gojo up. Boom, now he's fighting Gojo. He beats Gojo. Ah, cool, easy. He kills Rico. Cool, easy. He fucks Geto up. Cool, easy. Then he comes out, and now he's fighting Gojo, and he gets the shock of his life. Okay. Now in his final fight, right, on his deathbed, you could say, he starts thinking to himself, I thought I threw away that selfish pride. What he wanted to do was destroy the Jujutsu. At one point, he wanted to destroy the Jujutsu world for what it was. It wasn't that he had disdain against just the Zenin clan. Toji had disdain for the entire system, right? His way of combating that system, okay, like Dog said in the Zenin clan arc, Toji's whim. They were still alive because of Toji's whim, which means at some point, Toji showed them, I could F y'all up if I wanted to. At some point, he showed them, I could if I really wanted to, but he didn't do that. Because I don't think he had that. I don't think he just wanted to F up the Zenin clan. He hated the whole system. He wanted to destroy the whole thing in his way, right? By killing off sorcerers. I don't think he had a personal vendetta against Gojo. A lot of people try to say it was this whole, ever since he saw Gojo, he wanted to figure out how to kill him. No. I think he just figured, okay, if I do this Star Plasma thing, this is going to be the beginning of me effing up the Jujutsu world. If I kill this Star Plasma, Plasma vessel, that mess up the whole Tengen crap, it's like it's stepping stones. You kind of get what I'm saying? So then as he goes through, he does all of that. Like I said, he's now fighting Gojo, gets the shock of his life. He starts thinking to himself, okay, I thought I kind of threw away my petty pride. I thought I kind of threw away being proud of others. And that's why he thought of his wife and Megumi, because those were his life. At some point, because he fell in love with her and she knew how to keep him together, keep the reins on him. You get what I'm saying? That was his life. He was core to that. Okay? That changed. So now he's sitting here like, dang, bro, I thought I kind of left that. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, I thought like he said when he effed up Ghetto, he said he named Megumi for blessing. He named him Blessing. That was what he named him. That's literally him and his wife named that little boy Blessing. That was their blessing. Okay, so let's get to we got to demand. People try to say he don't care about Megumi, but let's really think about that. Sorry, but continue on. So basically, he looks at Gojo and he says to him, now looking at him, he thinks to himself, this is probably the strongest sorcerer in the world. That's literally what he thought as he just seen Gojo F him up. He's like, oh yeah, this kid's definitely probably the strongest, like for sure. And in the midst of him thinking that, he says to him, so my son's going to be sold to the Zenin clan in a few years. So he didn't even sell him yet. You got to get what I'm saying? He probably told them, yeah, my kid has this technique. It's gonna stuff like that. And so I'm going ahead and probably take some money from y'all up front. But he ain't sell him yet. So he said, okay, my kid will be sold, like it'll be theirs in a few years. Do what you want. So that's an implication. He didn't literally say raise Megumi, right? He just said he'll be sold in a few years, do what you want. That's where I say Gojo was an impressive character to me, because he could have been like, what that got to do with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have easily been like, okay, you get what I'm saying? But he didn't. He said, okay. And then in a few years, he went and he found Megumi. Then that's when the deal gets switched up. What happened was, Naobito always wanted Megumi to be the head from jump. The moment he agreed to sell that, to do that little exchange, I believe that Naobito wanted Megumi to be the head. Why wouldn't he? He has the family technique. Clearly, these families don't care about illegitimate children, because look at Kamo. He's an illegitimate child, but he got the technique. So they said, hey, bro, we're going to keep treating your mama dirty unless you accept this. And so he had to do what he had to do. The same thing kind of was going on with Megumi and Naobito. Naobito was like, okay, cool. I'm going to make this kid the head. Once he gets strong enough, he's going to be raised up. He's going to be under the Zenin, and then he'll become the head of the clan. Period. That's what it was. Now, the Gojo piece is because of Gojo. I believe Gojo came in and said, listen, this Toji cat told me about Megumi being sold to y'all. I'm not letting it go that easy. What's going to happen is I'm going to take him under my wing. He probably forcefully said to him, I'm going to take him under my wing. But to keep things, because the tension between the Gojo clan and the Zenin clan already was tight. They already, you know what I'm saying? They already he was like, but I'm still going to raise him as a Jujutsu sorcerer. I'm still going to make sure he's nice. He do what he got to do. And if anything happens to me, then y'all can take him. That was his way of trying to keep things almost like a binding vow to a degree. You kind of get what I'm saying? That was kind of the move he did there. It was like, that's why in that little deal, it's if Gojo Satoru is mentally incapacitated, okay, mentally or physically incapacitated, Megumi's the head of the Zenin clan, period. Gojo kind of weird. Was not weird, but funny, because for that to be the specifics, it was as if Gojo was like setting it up for if anything happened. Even though he's the strongest sorcerer and he believed he could beat anybody, it was like he kind of was setting it up to where, just in case anything happened to me. You gotta get what I'm saying? So that's kind of what that was, where the moment he said that to them, Naobito was like, well, I really can't do nothing about this Gojo kid for real, because he's pretty damn strong, and if he really wants to, he can strong arm me. And then second, if something happens to him, cool, we'll just take Megumi. We'll do that. It'll work out regardless. You kind of get what I'm saying? And of course, the way these families work, they still were trying to coerce their way, all that other stuff. The fact that Noritoshi Kamo was talking about the Megumi the way he was, there's no way in the world Noritoshi, I don't believe this impersonally, that Noritoshi just thought to himself, yeah, that Megumi kid, his last name's Fushiguro, he got that Zenin technique, he'll definitely go do with the Zenin family. Like, there's no way he thought that on his own. These other families had to be talking about this kid. Like, they already knew about Megumi. I feel like all three families knew about Megumi because he's supposed to be the Zenin's head at some point, right? So that's why he was saying those things. Like, we wish Maki and May would have got the technique, but you got it. So we got to really keep our eye on you because what you choose to do, this, that, and third, you feel me? So that's my answer to that. That deal was really Gojo. The Gojo piece is because Gojo probably came in and was like, okay, listen, this is what we're gonna do this like this. Toji didn't sit down with Naobito and was like, yeah, so you can have Megumi and he'll be the head, but if something happens to this Gojo kid and I'm gonna set it up to where this Gojo kid takes, that's impossible because he was trying to kill Gojo. He was trying to, you gotta get what I'm saying? But in that same light, he still said to Gojo, if you want to, take my kid. It was a huge implication there. And I think he kind of picked up the type of kid and person that Gojo was in their little altercation, because what would make him say that? It was like he wanted him to save Megumi from that fate. He wanted him to. You know what I'm saying? He regretted it. He regretted his decision at that moment, and that's why he said that to him. So yeah, that's my piece on that. Not to talk too long on that. You know what I'm saying? I am doing well, Nev. Thank you for asking me. Philip had a question after that one. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to pin Philip's question because I see it now. He gave me the example. Okay, so Philip, and if anybody wants me to expand more on that Toji thing, put it down there and I'll get back to that in a moment. Like, for example, Kamo has the blood technique. Before a human, it's only so much blood you can have. But for Choso, like the conversation we was having in the fight night. Okay. So you're asking me, are there any techniques I think are more suited for curses that could not be used the same way by regular people? Well, if a curse had an ability like Limitless without the 6 eyes, they'd be extremely dangerous. You get what I'm saying? And we met a curse that could use Limitless on ability like Limitless / Infinity. Whoo! Good luck. It's wraps. It's over. That's what I'm trying to think. Is there any other curse techniques I know that would be much more useful for? Mai's creation ability, her ability to be able to create items. If a curse had that, that'd be extremely dangerous because of the fatigue and the amount of curse energy it took that really was messing up Mai. A curse having that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. That would be crazy. Crazy. Is there another one I could think of? I'm trying to think of somebody who their ability, of course, like the blood manipulation thing, but I'm trying to think, but a curse couldn't have that. It has to be like a curse wound like Choso, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to think, is there another technique that we've seen where the stipulations on it would create, because a lot of curse techniques are very catered to human beings, if that makes sense. A lot of the ones that we've seen from humans, they are very much so like for a human. Even blood manipulation, it's really for a human because you need to have blood. But the reason why Choso can do is because he's a cursed wound. He's half and half, right? So I feel like there aren't many of those, but those are 2 I could think of off the top of my head. Yeah, those are 2 I can think of. I'm definitely gonna lose it Zay when Hunter comes back, but I can't really think anybody else. Where'd my connection go? It came back. Yay. Signal went out for 2 seconds. I can't think of any other technique Yeah, I cannot think of any other technique that would work with. I think May's. I would be very scared if a curse had May's creation. That's the one I really could think of. I can't think of another. So I'm gonna move on. But if I think of something pops in my head, I'll say something for sure. Right. To be honest, I'm ready for more people to get involved in the Culling Game. Maki, the Kyoto students in the United States. That I don't think people overseas are getting involved in this. I'll say that right now. Because remember, they literally said their curse energy does not run outside of Japan like it do in Japan. It's not as prominent. I don't see curse users from different countries coming into Japan right now. Especially if they know something like the Culling Game's going on. I think they would tell Japan to handle that. I don't think they would. Could be wrong, but I don't think they would. Maybe because they don't want them to have all the curse energy, maybe, or they don't want them to have that much power. But I don't see that. So Marcos, do you think Sukuna gets all 20 fingers this arc in a future arc? I'm gonna pin this question. I don't know. It's too unpredictable. I didn't think that Yuji was going to get 10 fingers in the Shibuya incident. So I don't. that was left field. I didn't expect that. So I didn't think they really would. I thought they would try to offer fingers. I didn't think that Jogo would be stuffing fingers in this man's mouth. I didn't see that coming. That was crazy. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get the rest of his fingers. I do not know. I don't. That's a very good question, and I'm wondering if that will happen. I'm going to move on to Alma Zodic's question. Do you think Sumiki was given a CT or made a vessel? It's probably the former, but it would be cool to parallel foreshadowing for how Megumi will have to deal with Yuji. I think your question kind of is already answered, because if Sumiki was a vessel, by now we would know. Because she hasn't entered the Culling Game yet, which means she has to have a technique. She awoke. Megumi knows that, right? So if she was a vessel, I'm assuming he would know that by now. She has 9 days to enter the Culling Game before her technique is taken. She hasn't entered yet. So I think it's clear that she has a technique right now, not that she's a vessel. If you get what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure based on what we know so far, if she was a vessel, she'd be active. The other person would have took over by now. You get what I'm saying? But they haven't. She's not in the game yet. So she must have a technique, you know? TJ the Great. I can't stop thinking about last chapter. Hiromo has me excited for not only him, but the new characters, but will be introduced in the Culling Game. Also, Dan, do you think we'll see Nobara, Todo, or Inumaki this arc? I don't see why we'd see Todo without getting explanation of how he's able to fight right now. So unless he has a new way of scrapping, no. Nobara, yes. I think we will see Nobara. Inumaki, why? I feel like the Culling Game is something that Inumaki, if he gets involved in, he will get killed. There's a whole bunch of curse users out here now, much stronger than him. His abilities won't work. His curse voice won't work. It won't do anything. You seen what's going on with him when he was scrapping Hanami. You think he's gonna be able to handle the Culling Game right now? I don't think Gege's setting him up for death. I think if anything, he got his arms chopped so Gege can write him, plausibly out of this arc, because they won't make sense. He'd get killed. There's no way. I gotta know how. Ooh, excuse me. It just scrolled right past what I was reading. What just happened? This question is from Liv Jensen. I gotta know how Yaga didn't run into Mahito, or at least Mahito's residuals, in the warehouse at the Goodwill event. When Gojo and Ko go fight Yaga and checking on Tengen, who was right next to the warehouse. You gotta go back and reread or rewatch. Literally, Kenjaku placed Mahito's residuals hiddenly on something so that Mahito could follow it. And so Mahito followed it. Yaga has never met Mahito before. So how would he know what his residuals were? You can only know somebody's curse energy residuals when you've met them already. That's why Kenjaku stayed away from everybody from the school, because they'd be able to sense Geto's residuals. So if you go back and you go reread it, he used Mahito because they didn't know Mahito's energy. Gojo didn't meet him yet. Yaga didn't meet him yet. Nanami wasn't there. None of the other teachers met him. The only person that had met Mahito was Yuji, and Yuji was fighting Hanami. So nobody else, they wouldn't have been able to track that. Good question, but that was already that was handled. You know what I'm saying? I agree with what you're saying about Toji meeting Nobito. Thank you, Marcos. Tarnish, I pretty broke it down. At first, I thought the take care of Megumi line was a black panel. Was the black panel between my kid would be sold and do as you want. No, that take care of Megumi line was from when he met Nobito. Gojo really is a good guy. Then he did that on his own free will. People be trying to call him crazy or secretly bad. Really? People be trying to call Gojo crazy? Wait, hold on. Crazy? Fine. All Jujutsu sorcerers are crazy. Gojo said that. He literally said you gotta have an inch of crazy / insane in you to be able to do what we do. So that's true. But in terms of him being a bad guy, absolutely not. Absolutely not. How can you call Gojo secretly bad or a bad guy after what he went through with Geto? That's insane. That's insane. He literally sat there and was like, so clearly I can't save anybody that doesn't want to be. He could have killed his best friend. You gotta right then. It took years of him. He had to really come to grips with the fact he had to kill Geto. It took years for that. It wasn't on some he Geto on bullshit, I'm gonna kill him. He had to come to grips with that. And even when he killed Geto himself was at least curse me a little. There was no animosity. There's no way. I don't know how people think that. Yes, Liv. Gojo do love the kids. Wait, why does it keep scrolling past stuff like that? Would you ever consider doing a Hunter x Hunter versus JJK fight night? Absolutely not. You trying to get people murked. What the hell? Hell no. You know how overpowered the Jujutsu Kaisen cast is in comparison to Hunter x Hunter? I mean, they're close. I mean, I get the comparison, but do you know how powerful this cast is in comparison to? Yo, Nin is a very grounded power. I would literally have to pick people like fucking Miriam. And then who else is on Miriam level in Hunter x Hunter? You'd have to be nothing but Chimera Ant Arc people. Not Chimera Ant Arc people, Chimera Ants versus the people from JJK. That's so unfair. JJK Hunter x Hunter would get fucking smushed. It gets stomped out. They're not as, JJK is not as grounded as Hunter x Hunter, man. It's not. What the fuck is, what they gonna, I mean, even Miriam wouldn't be able to handle Gojo. Gojo's folding that damn nigga. Hell no. They gonna get folded. Inumaki curse technique would be OP for a curse to have. You're right, Marcos. I didn't think about that. It would be OP for a curse to have. But curses like that who can talk in general, that's already a different breed. So you telling me they can talk and their ability is talking to kill you? Jeez, that's scary. They getting folded. Curse wound Yuta. You ain't no curse wound. What talking about? What up, 47 to Rob? You think? Oh, you talking about Yuji? Okay, fingers. Yeah, I don't think we see much Inumaki. We need to be happy he's alive. Okay, Tarnish seems to have something else. This is more of a theory question, but what is going on with Kenjaku? Is that Yuji? Is that Yuji baby flashback? In that Yuji baby flashback, I'm sorry. You mean in? Did he purposely make Yuji strong enough to backstab Sukuna, and that's why he hasn't cared about him? Make Yuji strong enough to backstab Sukuna? I don't know. That piece you just brought up confused me about the backstab Sukuna. But if you're asking me what's up with Kenjaku, I'll be completely honest with you. People are saying that Kenjaku set up Yuji to eat this finger. It's plausible, but like, is it? Like, a piece of me is kind of on Megumi's side, where he's like, I seen you eat that finger out of your own free will. There's no, like, it's not no way, but it's very, 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 very hard to believe that Kenjaku did this knowing the vessel would eat a Sukuna finger. You kind of hear what I'm saying? Why not just make the vessel, kidnap the vessel, have the vessel eat the finger, Sukuna has the body, and then you lock Yuji up until he forcefully lets Sukuna take over? Why not kill Yuji? That way Sukuna can force Yuji into a binding vow. Why go through this process of letting Yuji have this free will, of trying to coerce Yuji to join them? Like, why go through all of that? If you plant this far ahead, why do all of that? Why not make them? You kind of hear what I'm saying? Like, why not make him do it? That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. But who knows? Maybe Kenjaku just that genius, and he knows stuff like that's not that simple, or there's some stipulations that we don't know about and why he had to do that. There's still a lot of questions and a lot of holes. But I'm still kind of like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, it's just, Kenjaku definitely has something to do with something with Yuji. We know that because of the flashback. But that piece still needs ironing out. Right now, that's looking a little sketchy for me by Gege. Gege's writing with that looking a little sketch. So I'm like, you're going to need, but the fact that they have, Gege had Megumi say, I watched you eat that finger out of your own free will, is good, because I'm like, okay, so Gege at least knows this ain't added up yet. So I'm waiting to see how it adds up. I'm still waiting to see how it adds up. We're gonna have to see. I don't understand the whole Yuji betraying backstab Sukuna thing, because right now, how is Yuji gonna backstab Sukuna? Right now, Sukuna got that man wrapped around his finger. We ain't seen it. We ain't seen it in chain yet. He ain't said it in chain yet. So I don't know. You cannot hide residuals. No, you cannot hide residuals. That's why they're called residuals. I really want to, unless I have something I missed, but I remember you can't. That's why Kenjaku didn't want to be around, because he was like, if I do too much, he literally was like, I can't save Jogo because if my residuals are peaked, it's wraps. He couldn't be around for that. I really want to see the Gojo Yuta ancestors Sugawara no Michizane pull up this arc, though I doubt it would happen. Sugawara no Michizane cannot pull up. He was a vengeful spirit. So that's impossible. He was a vengeful spirit that was killed. So he can't pull up. That's impossible. Yuji saw Mahito's right before he met him, right? Mahito's what? He didn't see any residuals before he met Mahito at all. What if Makima, Antonio, I don't care anything about Chainsaw Man in the slightest, so you're asking the wrong person. I think it sucks. Continuing on. 47 Arav, who is the traitor? The traitor is a higher up, above the principals. That was stated by Yudahime. It's clearly a higher up. We don't know who it is yet, but it's a higher up. What do you think Gojo going to do when he get out the prison realm? I have an entire video on that. You should go watch my video saying what happens when Gojo is free. I have an entire video on that. You should go check that out. But basically in my video, I just talk about how Gojo is just going to help his students. He's going to ask his students a situation. They're going to finish the situation, and that's that. That's pretty much the gist of it. Gojo killed Geto in the prequel, chapter 4 of the prequel, or 0.4 by technicality if you're counting it into the Jujutsu Kaisen series. 47 arrived. That is when Gojo killed Geto. Tarnish. People just in general focus too much on his bad traits than his good ones. What's his bad traits? Him being an asshole? Because I mean, what do you expect from with the world he lives in? Which bad traits you think they're talking about? Many sources have been saved by him. I want to meet those people. You have met those people. Yaga. Why you think they wrote up on Yaga the moment Gojo got sealed? Why you think they wrote up on Yaga the moment Gojo got sealed? They wrote up on Yaga as soon as that man got sealed up. They said, okay, we after that Yaga. We know how he did that panda. We know he lying about that panda shit. We gotta go see what he talking about. The moment I'm talking about Gojo got sealed, they said Yaga up for execution. Why they even involve Yaga in that? Yaga ain't had nothing to do with Shibuya. He caught the meanest stray. That's because Ben was trying to get him out of there. Gojo wasn't letting it happen. I'm trying to tell you, bro, Gojo had a hand in helping everybody. Everybody. He had a hand in helping everyone, bro. Think about it. Nanami called Gojo. When Nanami wanted to come back into the Jujutsu world, he called Gojo and said, all right, bro, I'm ready to come back now. That's power, bro. He ain't go hit a higher up and was like, yo, I'm out there. He said, all right, so Satoru, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing this shit again. Like, that's crazy when you think about that. Like, really think about that. That's kind of wild. Gojo has power in this mug, bro. He got power. Yuta did not kill Geto. He just beat him up. Tarnish, because Sukuna didn't know Yuji would be able to control his body still, and Kenjaku knowing Yuji would come back to life after Yuji died the first time. That's not weird to y'all. No, Kenjaku knew he would come back because it's Sukuna's vessel. Why would Sukuna let him just die? He knows what Sukuna can do. You get what I'm saying, Tarnish? He knows what Sukuna can do. So he would sit there and go, he sit there and said, okay, we don't have that's and you got to also think Kenjaku had an idea of how Sukuna would move once he got this Yuji kid. He knew he was leading the curses astray. He had no plan. He knew that the curses was not going to be able to convince Sukuna to do nothing. He knew that, right? He knew that Sukuna was going to do something to keep Yuji alive through a binding vow. He knew that. Now that we know that he planned the whole time to take Jogo and Mahito, but only got Mahito, that lets you know, okay, cool. He knew this whole time. When you go back, you really realize he knew this whole time nothing y'all do was going to convince Sukuna. You feel me? He set them up. He knew that Yuji was going to come back through some type of binding vow or something. He knew that. He knew that. Now, that's why when Yume showed up, Sukuna probably thinking, oh, he damn near got the body now. Let me go ahead and take you where we need to take you, boss. Let me go ahead and take you there. And Sukuna's like, continue your preparations. Keep doing that on the solo. I got something else I got going on. So you go back. What did Kenjaku say? This is probably a landmine among the students. Why he choose the students? Why did Kenjaku say a landmine among the students? If I remember correctly, he didn't say it's probably a landmine in Jujutsu High. He said a landmine within the students. How he know so specifically? You kind of get what I'm saying? It's like he knows Sukuna pretty dang on well, which is probably why Yume is willing to work with him. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things seem one way. After Shibuya incident, things seem a whole different way to me. So now there's a lot of missing pieces that we really gonna have to get. So Gege talking about this junk ended in 2023. Yeah, okay. At first I was like, that's possible. Now I'm like, really? Okay, we gonna see. We gonna see how that folds. His Yuji's name is in there, so it got something to do with Sukuna Rai. You right. Philip B. Dan, why do you think the higher ups are holding off removing Lieutenant from the big three? Because of Megumi. Because Megumi's alive. I really do think because Megumi's still alive. He could rebuild the clan. I think it's because he's alive. Their head is still technically alive. I think that's why. That's my personal reason. I think that's why. And who you gonna replace them with? What family you gonna replace them with? And I also think the higher ups have disdain against the Gojo clan because of Satoru. I really do think they have some type of disdain against the Gojo clan. So they don't want to remove the Zenin clan automatically, and then like some power structure start changing. And I think they have a little bit of disdain, but we have to see. How you doing, Pranav? Good to see you. Tarnish, nah, I ain't mean Yuji. Sukuna got that man down bad. He not talking to him anymore. Wait, what you mean? That confused me. No, I don't think Nobara is dead. We would have been told that straight up. Why be half-assed about her being dead? Gege ain't been half-assed about nobody else being dead. Why do that about Nobara? If Nobara was dead, we'd get a whole, yeah, Nobara got offed. After the whole Mahito scrap, there was really nothing that worked. Why do the whole put the body? Why have Nita's brother put the thing on her and she's alive? She just got shit going on. Shoko probably dealing with Nobara right now on some okay. So reverse curse technique. If I figure out how to tap into the soul, Shoko probably trying to learn how to touch souls and all that right now. For all we know. I want to see a flashback of Megumi and Goto's ancestor fighting and what led to maybe as an OVA when the series is done. I don't really care about that in the slightest. That don't interest me. Joe Zodic, how are you doing, Joe? Hey, buddy, I'm really enjoying Jujutsu Kaisen this past couple chapters. It reminds me of Hunter x Hunter in terms of writing. I can agree with that notion for sure. You think Megumi has? Why wouldn't he have access to Maharaga? Somebody had asked me, and so let me clarify something. Somebody had asked me in my Discord, they said, so didn't Sukuna kill Maharaga so it's gone? No, that's not what happened. That's not how that works. They can only be killed when they're being controlled. They can only be like permanently killed, permanently, because he can still take their essence and combine them. But they only been permanently killed when they're summoned as a Shikigami controlled by Megumi. You get what I'm saying? So y'all got things confused there. That don't Maharaga's fine. Thank you, Tarnish. I'll try my best. What do you think about the Heian arc? About a Heian arc? I don't want a Heian arc. I just would like some flashbacks of the Heian. At first, I thought I wanted a Heian arc, but I really don't anymore. I kind of just want flashbacks, if anything, just showing key things. Because you got to think about how big the Heian arc was. The Heian era was. So to do an arc, you'd have to leave, Gege would bring up stuff, and then y'all be like, and I'd also be like, okay, but they should expand on that. They should expand on that. They should expand on that. And that's kind of like, no. Give us flashbacks to crucial moments that led up in the Heian arc that led to everything going on now. I think that's the best way writing-wise. And less strain for Gege. And arc is kind of right now, you know? The Heian arc is kind of not Gojo being a LeBron at JJK. Oh my God. The Honor One has a question. Besides Megumi, what other sorcerers do you think to see trespassing the realm of special grade? Or better yet, should be in the special grade category? Nobody. Just Megumi. Yaga was clearly a special grade, but he didn't want them to give him that title. Yaga was clearly, I'm not a Dr. Pepper. Yaga was clearly a special grade. Clearly was a special grade, but he didn't want that title because of the stress, which I understand. And they would have killed him. If he would have admitted how he was making Panda, he'd have been classified as special grade, and they probably would have been like, okay, so we're going to use you for armies. And if he would have said no, they would have killed him. So really just Yaga and Megumi, I think, are for sure special grades. For sure. Yeah, the way Kenjaku plotted on those curses was effed up. Like in hindsight, after Shibuya, it's now obvious that the whole thing was a setup. The whole thing, like the whole thing was a setup. That's deep, bro. The whole thing. It depends. I mean, Honor One. It depends. It depends on when. I mean, it. I don't know. I don't see it right now. I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. I don't think it's going to end 2020. Maybe you said, like you said, late, maybe beginning 2024. But right now, I'm kind of like, we don't see. Yeah, that makes sense, Marcos. If they find out that Megumi's trying to free Gojo, they probably will try to remove the Zenith clan out of top three. But that probably won't matter anyway because when Megumi out, the moment Megumi gets, I said Megumi, I mean Gojo out. But the moment Megumi gets Gojo out of the box, I'm trying to tell you everything we know about higher ups, laws, rules. Throw them shits out the window. Hikari already agreed, like, yo, when this is done, y'all gonna help me change the Jujutsu world. I need some stuff to be changed for me to do what I gotta do. It's raps, y'all. When they get Gojo out this box, don't let the angel better not want to help them. Because if the angel say, you know what? I can help y'all out. It might be interesting to see what the current generation 6 eyes user got going on. Man, the angel better be an op. Because if the angel better be an op. Because if she not an op, ooh, throw everything out the window. Forget a big 3. Forget all that. All that's gone. I don't even care about that no more when Gojo get out. It's all about reformation at that point. We on the Martin Luther King arc at that point, boy. I have a dream Gojo about to pop out on these fools. It's raps. It's raps. What is the true? Oh, I keep scrolling too far. Is it me or is it YouTube? I don't know. What is the true power of the Kamo clan? Because the other clans are far more powerful. So what could put their clan on level of others? Blood manipulation technique, Antonio, is a really good technique. You got to understand, it's a very powerful, very versatile technique, and it can be used very, very well if you know what you're doing. What I will say is there's clearly some history that the Kamo clan have that we do not know yet. That's probably connected to Noritoshi Kamo, or maybe farther back, that we don't necessarily know yet, which is what gives them that oomph, right? Now remember, apparently Inumaki's clan used to be like highly regarded by them. This is what's said in the fan book. They used to be highly regarded by the higher ups. Something changed, and then they started like attacking their clan and trying to kill them off. And then like dwindled their clan down to where they couldn't be as like prominent. You get what I'm saying? So clearly the Kamo clan has some other thing going on here. And I do agree with you. In comparison to like the Zenin clan and the Gojo clan, you looking at the Kamo clan like, what's so special about y'all right now? So there's probably some stuff that we're missing that we're probably gonna have to get to really make it make sense. But yeah, right now I think it's because that blood manipulation technique is pretty versatile. It is dangerous if you know how to use it. It can really catch people by surprise if they don't know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So it can really be an issue. It can be an issue. So I see that as I can see why they're there. Now, as I've always said before, they for sure at the bottom. Like it's for sure Gojo clan, Zenin clan being mad at each other all the time, and then the Kamo clan just kind of there. So. You know, the honor one. Could you explain the rule on how Megumi could control Maha? I too was under the impression that since Sukuna defeated Maha, that he should be able to control it. No. Go back and reread. Megumi specifically explains the stipulations for how he has to claim the Shikigami. Okay, when he awoke in his technique, he automatically has the Jade Hounds. Okay, the Jade Hounds are given to him, right? He needs to use the Jade Hounds to kill. So let's think about Elephant. So when he said in the Goodwill arc, I recently tamed this one. That means during his training sessions with Panda and them, when he was doing his training, he summoned the elephant. But the elephant is summoned as an op. He can summon it, but it's an op. It's trying to kill him, right? So he summons Jayhounds, and he's like, okay, time to squat up. He fights, and he has to do it by himself, mind you. No help. He has to do it by himself, literally taming it. So he has to fight it, defeat it, and when he defeats it, then it's his subordinate. So the same with General Maharaga, right? So what he did, though, was he also explained when he was fighting Luck User, he explains, when I summon this entity for the exorcism, it's an exorcism ritual. When I summon this Shikigami for the exorcism ritual, if someone else is around, they can fight, they can defeat it, but it won't be tamed by me. It'll cancel out. It won't be tamed by me. I won't be able to control it, right? But Sukuna explains, if somebody from outside the ritual comes in and defeats when I say outside the ritual, meaning you weren't there when he summoned it. You had to be there when he summoned it, did the ritual, the Jayhounds, all that stuff. You had to be there. If you wasn't there, and if you came in and you kill it, it's null and void. Everything is just null and void. You kind of get what I'm saying? It cancels everything out. Straight and null and void is like nothing had happened. So no, Megumi has no control over it. It ain't gonna get no easier, nothing like that. You get what I'm saying? It's just null and void, and it kept Megumi from dying because the ritual had him in a suspended state of death. So if the cursed luck user just so happened to fight Maharaga and win, Megumi be dead. The cursed luck user would have survived, but Megumi would be dead, right? He still would be dead. He'd be taken out, okay? But since Sukuna came in, someone outside the ritual, and defeated it, everything that happened in that ritual is null and void. So the suspended state of death that Megumi was in, Sukuna heal him up a little bit so he don't have as much damage done to him as badly. But he has to defeat Maharaga so that the whole ritual is null and void and Megumi stays alive. Boom. Pretty simple. The only way he can use Maharaga is if he summon Maharaga and scrap it. Right now, we know that ain't happening, but that's how he got to do it. What do you think of Naya returning as a vengeful spirit in theory? Personally, I need everyone to throw all the vengeful spirit talk out the window. I'm not interested in not a single sorcerer coming back as a vengeful spirit. Not one. I don't care. Naya ran his course. I don't really see why he needs to come back as a vengeful spirit. My personal take on that theory is not y'all, because it may sound like I'm talking about you. So I'm going to say people just doing too much. That's kind of how I feel. It's just doing too much. Why you got to be, who cares about Nari that much for him to be a vengeful spirit? Okay, yeah, he got a grudge. He going to come back, and then what's his relevance? He just here? Cool. I mean, if Gege do it, okay, cool, whatever. But do I care? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, Naya. You know what I'm saying? Nahru Yaha. Do you think we'll get some flashbacks in the Culling Game since there is some sorcerers from that time? Yeah. I think that's obvious. Excuse me. Oh, air is kicking my ass right now. I think that's obvious. I think that's extremely obvious. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't. You feel me? Sukuna wasn't part of the party to defeat Maharaga, so I don't know if it counts for the ritual. Probably Maharaga weaker under Megumi than he should be because of Sukuna. No, he's not weaker because of Sukuna. No. Nothing, like I said, none of that. None of that. None of that. Maki is not a certified special grade because she doesn't have any curse energy. So no, she's not a special grade. She has no curse technique. She has no curse energy. She has escaped. She has escaped just like Toji from curse energy. She's not a special grade. Grades are given to people who are Jujutsu sorcerers with curse energy. She does not have that. Hikari, Gojo, and Yuta are going to bug out. I can't wait. Hopefully Yuta don't die before that. Why would Yuta not dying? Yuta not dying. Yuta not dying. I picked the wrong one. Marco Lopez. Do you think Gojo survives at the end of the series? Because I could see him dying to Sukuna and Megumi being the one to defeat Sukuna, creating emotional one from Megumi and Yuji. You think Megumi will be the one to kill Sukuna? No way in hell, Marco Lopez. I'm sorry. No, ain't happening. I don't think Sukuna killing Gojo. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. I don't see that happening. I just don't right now. Sukuna ain't showed me nothing to where I think Gojo can't handle that. So we gonna wait and see. You feel me? Then, do you think the other clans have other techniques? For instance, Zenin has the 10-child technique, Brigadier Sorcery, the eye tech. I mean, it's obvious they have other techniques, bro. What else? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They are Jujutsu sorcerers. Why wouldn't they have other techniques? Honor one. So basically, Maha's never getting tamed. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't hop on that train, but you know, it's gonna be hard though. It's gonna be hard though. I wouldn't say never, but it's gonna be hard though. I don't think EOS Megumi is doing nothing that can just kill Sukuna, bro. I think he could surpass. I know it's weird to say this. I think he could surpass Gojo, but not in the series. I can see Megumi surpassing Gojo on some after the fact. You kind of feel me? Not like in the midst of the series right now. If you feel what I'm saying. You get me? But we'll see, right? I'm all for Megumi getting OP now, but I don't know. We're going to see. Since Maki has 0 CE now, couldn't she pass through the ritual barrier undetected without avoiding ritual? She probably could. Yeah, that was the whole point being made with that, though. That was the whole point that was being made. Before Kenjaku body part reincarnation stuff, I thought Sukuna was a sorcerer who became a vengeful spirit. No. Nope. Sukuna was a sorcerer who became a curse somehow. He didn't become a vengeful spirit. He straight up became a curse. Straight up. That's just crazy. We got to figure out how that happened. It was crazy, though. Which group you see Maki joining? Maki probably won't join a group. And if she does join a group, she'll probably go to Yuta. I think. But that's kind of me being shippy, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of on the ship train. That's why I said that. I kind of love them two together. So, but I think it'd be cool if she went. I finally got to the bottom of these messages. Lord have mercy. But yeah, I can see that. Philip says, but I also think Sukuna versus Gojo will be a tie. They heavily injure each other. You think so? A tie? I could see a tie. I could see them heavily injuring each other. I just don't. Right now, I have not seen Sukuna do anything that makes me go, yo, what is Gojo going to do against that? Like, haven't seen it yet. Will we see it? Probably soon. But I think Gege is like cooking us up to seeing a full power Sukuna. I also believe that Yuji is not going to be stuck with this man forever. At some point, Sukuna is going to separate out this boy. I mean, literally, Jogo said to him, I'll put Yuji in the binding vow so you can take his body. And he's like, nah, I got other plans. Like, Sukuna does not want this boy's body. Something's up. I don't know what's up entirely. But he don't know. He don't want this boy's body. I really genuinely think he's trying to do something to get his own body. Like, he's trying to separate from Yuji. I don't think he's trying to keep with Yuji or take Yuji's body. Tarny said, I'm interested in your thoughts about the judge. giving us his points because I don't see how the other guy can. Oh, other dude is not giving nobody nothing unless he's a Sakuna fanboy, which even then I don't see that even being a reason why he would. In terms of I don't think that guy is gonna like Yuji and Megumi. I'm gonna be real. I kind of think he's gonna hate them. And the reason why I say that is because he seems one of them people who really believes he's on this like righteous path. Not righteous. I wouldn't say that. He wants to correct. I guess righteous is a word, but he wants to correct the things he feels is wrong. I don't see why he wouldn't look at a kid like Yuji and be like, "Why are you alive?" Like if he finds out that like he's the reason why a lot of this was going on, I don't think he's gonna like Yuji and Megumi, bro. Like I don't. I really don't. Somebody I saw one person say they think I saw one person, literally one person, talk about how they think he'll be like a really good asset to the team and they'll all get along. And I'm like, really? I don't know about that one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think either one of them was going to give them his points. They might have to forcefully kill him and like maybe something happens and they can take his points or something. Or maybe he will help. I don't know. But right now, I don't see him helping the boys. I don't see him being a team player. I just don't. I just don't see it. I just do not see it. My nose is stuffed. I just do not see it. Dan, who of the main cast do you think will be the MVP of this arc? The current MVP. Y'all know who? You know who the current MVP of this arc is right now? Megumi. I think Megumi will be the MVP of the arc. I think Megumi will be the MVP of the arc. And I think he's going to get even more MVP status when he meets this judge. I think when he runs into this judge, they're going to clash. I just feel it. They're going to clash. I could be wrong, though, of course, because you know how gay be. But I think they're going to clash. And I think it's going to be a really good clash. But I really do think, TJ, I really do think that Megumi's going to, this is Megumi's arc. I just have a feeling. His sister's on the line. He's coming up with all these plans for people that ain't got to kill nobody. Like, so far, he's already the MVP. You get what I'm saying? And I think it's going to stay that way. I think it's just going to get more and more and more and more and more progressively him being the MVP. I really do. I just feel like he's going to go off. I just feel it. We need a Megumi arc. We need an arc where Megumi's like the key factor. And I think this is going to be it. Yeah, Marcos, I have a whole theory about how he's going to use Megumi to get his body back somehow. Yuji separated from Sukuna could change his whole character. It could. It really could. The judge is going to have to be the reasonable one. We're getting a backstory on him. What? If anything, this backstory made me think how he's not going to be reasonable. Or it's going to take some work to make him be reasonable. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna take some work to make him be reasonable. It's gonna take some work to make him be like, oh, okay, I can help out, or I could change a rule, or because the real question is who has he been killing this whole time? And why? Has he been killing people who only attack him? Has he been killing people that he just asked a couple? That's why I said in my video, my review, I will know what this man's role is going to be when I see how his technique works. So I'll say, when I see how his technique works, I will know exactly the role he's going to play. If the judge guy thinks you're deemed good, he gives you points. No, I think he's willing to help them. I'm sorry. I think he's willing to help them if he thinks they're good people. He's not just giving points out. Yeah, I agree, Amala. Well, if anybody knows me, they know I'm like a Yuriyume stan. I stan Yuriyume. I can't wait to see more Yuriyume. I know y'all thinking, how you stan Yuriyume? We ain't seen nothing yet. Don't worry about me. But I definitely stand. Like I am a Yurei Yume stan. Like I was a stan before we knew what Yurei Yume's technique was. Got the technique, even more of a stan. It's just I love everything about Yurei Yume. The fan book said Yurei Yume literally used to cook humans for Sukuna. Oh, love Yurei Yume. Just stan Yurei Yume with every fiber of my being. Antonio, you are asking me about blood manipulation? Curses do not have blood, bro. My question is, why are these sorcerers appearing from 400 years ago and why only now? That was something I had brought up in my chapter review. For that chapter 158, was it? I think that was 158. I talked about how maybe this isn't the first time they've come around, but I'm more so. How can I say this? Part of me is thinking this is not the first time these people have come around because of Kenjaku, right? And when you say sorcerers, you're talking about one person. So I don't know why you put plural, but there's only one person we know who mentioned 400 years ago, and that's that new guy. We don't know the stipulation behind that. I think this new guy is somebody who's been around before, which is why they said that, right? So we have to get more info, but this could be a sorcerer from 1,000 years ago that just was around 400 years ago as well. That's probably all it is, but we'll have to see. We're getting more information on that. The Culling Game is definitely Megumi's arc. This is the arc that will push him into special grade level, and more importantly, will have a huge impact on his character because of Sumiki involvement. Yeah, I think so. We'll have to see, though. We still have to see. We still have to see this. Yeah, we still have to see. There's a lot to see here, and a lot to talk about. And Sumiki might not even get involved in this Culling Game, so we might not even see like real breakdown of Sumiki, because that's Megumi's whole goal. Not even to involve her in this. So we'll have to see. What's the time in my place? Why are you asking me the time in my place? It's daytime. That's the time. Daytime. I thought there was a new person who wants Sukuna was a girl. You did? It looked like a guy to me. Just with a lot of hair. Could be a girl. But look like a guy to me. Nah, they said 1,000 years ago. They said homegirls from 1,000 years ago. If I remember correctly, they said the angel was from 1,000 years ago. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. Where is Sukuna? I don't know. Where is Sukuna, Tarnish? You tell me. You the expert. I think it's so interesting that some of the sorcerers, have achieved some form of immortality just with the binding vow, it seems. Right, and I'm trying to figure out if these people are in original bodies or not. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, are these people in like original bodies, or are they just like you make somebody a vessel, they just take over their body? So they're not in their original bodies. That's what's so interesting to me, which is probably what it is. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, most likely is what it is. But it's still really cool, you know? Which is why I think Sukuna, you did a binding vow on himself to separate his fingers when he got effed up at the end of the year era. It is super interesting. It is. I'm really wondering what exactly. I would like to know each person's binding vow, and I wonder if that'll be something we get in like their flashbacks. Is like what was the exchange for them to be able to do what they're doing? You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, what did they have to? They have to listen to Kenjaku. They have to participate in the Culling Game. Like, what are the specifics that makes them come back? It's really cool. Really cool. and for it to last so long. Like, what is the? But they said it went. But he also said a lot went null and void when he took Geto's body. So it makes me wonder if these people are back, and now they're not forced to listen to Kenjaku, and now he's letting them just run wild. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of cool things with that. Sukuna chilling, waiting for Megumi to do something. Yeah, I'm probably. Okay, I'm gonna get a few more questions out, and we gonna start wrapping this up, y'all. I can see Kenjaku, not Kenjaku, Kenjaku. I can see Kenjaku doing culling game in the past before and being stopped by previous 6-eye users, which is possible. But at the same time, when I went and reread what Tenkin was saying, it seems like a first time thing. At least it feels like a first time thing. I could be wrong, but it feels like it's a first time thing. It doesn't really, based on what I was reading, it seems like this is the first time it's going on. This hasn't happened before. But maybe I could be projecting more than I'm receiving. You kind of get what I'm saying? I don't think we'll see a sorcerer breaker Binding Rao in this arc, but we could. If we do, it would be pretty cool. The body takes shape over the soul, so them having vessels could them dominating the vessels similar to the curse of the cursed wombs. Yeah, I guess if you're saying, I think instead of a cursed womb, the better example would be the seance used in Shibuya when Toji came back. I think that's a better example connecting what you just said. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if you remember, but do you think there was a deeper meaning in Sukuna smiling, or was it that he sensed Megumi in chapter 141? Megumi's him smiling. Chapter 141. Chapter 141 was when Yuji got stabbed by Yuta, wasn't it? No, he was smiling because he realized Yuta wasn't really killing Yuji. That's why he said, because he thought that Yuji was about to be killed again. But then in the instant that he stabbed him, he said he revived his heart. That was that chapter, right? Am I that good? Do I remember that chapter like that? I gotta check. Hold on. Excuse my broken ass chair. I didn't buy a new one yet because I'm cheap. Did I remember that chapter like that? I think that's that chapter. That's what you're talking about, right? With you to stab Yuji? Yep. No, he was just smiling because he realized that Yuta wasn't actually killing him. That's all. Not because he sensed Megumi. He just realized Yuta wasn't actually trying to kill Yuji. That's all. All right, Tarnished, enjoy your day. I'm about to get off here soon anyway, so you're not gonna miss much more. I'm probably gonna answer one more question. I'm gonna see what's this one right here. So the Kenjaku CT to preserve and reincarnate people or jesters or binding around. Kenjaku literally said his curse technique was body hopping, so he probably just did some type of binding vow that helped preserve them or some of that sort. But he literally said his technique is body hopping. Yeah, KO. His technique is body hopping for sure. For sure, body hopping. We've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, y'all. Crazy. I do want to get some gaming in soon though, so I'm about to go ahead and get ready to get off of here. But because I gotta get up early for work tomorrow, so I'm trying to get as much gaming into my day as I can. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's just body hopping. I don't think there's anything I missed, right? Nope, nothing I missed. All right, you guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because we've been here for about an hour and 25 minutes, and I'm really happy that you guys were able to come in. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for everything you guys asked. And any clarification I hope I did. I hope it really was clear. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching this after the fact and you got some Jujutsu Kaisen questions, you should save them and for the next one. Or if you put them in the comment section below, and I'll probably get to them if, you know what I'm saying, if they're pretty interesting questions. I'll probably get to them in the comment section. But I'm going ahead and going to wrap this up, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. We got a nice, consistent viewership in here. So it really makes me happy that you guys came in and we did all of this. I'm going to try to do this more. I know I don't do this as much. I've done this a few times. But I'm going to try to do this more. I'm going to figure out a good scheduling. Maybe I could do it like Fridays, you know, and then come in some Sundays with chapter review, stuff like that. But I really am glad you guys were able to ask some questions. Keep it up, you guys. Get some rereads in if you unclear about some things. And, you know, like I always say, it's me, Doncho. Peace.